My name is Rebecca, and I am a Go Girl. Well, I met Allison and Lynn years ago, before Go Girls began and when Glitter and Raz was around, maybe just starting. I met Lynn through a really wonderful workshop that we both took with Michael Road of Sojourn Theater in, I believe it's Portland, either Portland or Seattle, and it was a wonderful workshop all about devised theater making in the community and with community members. And we really hit it off and stayed in touch. A couple years later, I was directing a play, an original play, by a Go Girl, one of my Go Girls anyway, not Go Girls Camp Go Girl. Her name is Madison Clell, and she wrote a fantastic graphic novel about her experiences with dissociative identity disorder. And she turned that into a play. And so I was casting this play and reached out to my various contacts. And Lynn sent me Allison, who played one of the roles in the show and was absolutely fantastic, brought like so much heart and empathy to the role. So that's my first experience with both Lynn and Allison of Go Girls. We've stayed in touch, and when they were looking for play directors last year, I immediately applied and said, this is definitely for me. It was really exciting to see Go Girls grow into what it is and then to become a part of it. To me, Go Girls is a place for girls, or a time for girls to come together and enjoy being in each other's company and their own creativity, exploring their own creativity, and celebrating the creativity and the power of other girls. And I became a big believer in that when I went to college. I went to an all-women's college, which was just a fantastic experience of just not having to worry about what the boys were doing and the girls were doing, and were the girls doing enough math and science, and were the boys doing enough art. The girls did everything. And it really changed my thinking about the world, and I thought it was absolutely invaluable. And I think Go Girls Camp does the same thing. Go Girls Camp lets girls experience a world where they tell the stories, they make the art, they do everything, and it's a really exciting way of looking at the world. I will be involved in Camp Real Stories. This is the first year that Go Girls has Camp Real Stories involved as well, and that's a chance for some of the older campers to make their own films. So they'll be part of the camp day along with the girls that are creating a play, and they will, in smaller teams, write and shoot and edit and direct and star in their own short films.
Wow.
Really exciting.
And that's another organization. So we're having a...
Yes, so Camp Real Stories exists independently, I believe for older girls, for high school girls, and Go Girls Camp is adapting their curriculum to slightly younger upper elementary and middle school girls. So in my other life, I am also a freelance motion graphic designer and animator. So I don't do a lot with live action film personally. I don't shoot it, although I do edit it from time to time. But so I also tell stories on small screens in addition to on the live stage. And I thought this was a really great chance to work with girls in that realm, still storytelling, still being really creative, and then also getting in that element of using cameras and computer software, editing software, and some of the tools that girls often don't get a chance to play around with quite as much, or aren't encouraged to play around with quite as much. And Camp Real Stories has created some really phenomenal short films that I've seen online, and I'm really looking forward to creating similar or entirely different films with these girls this summer. I think one of the great things about Go Girls, and one of the tenets of Go Girls, is that when they're creating the play, girls can decide who they're going to want to be and what their character will be for the play. And it's entirely up to the girls. And of course, we also have to have a decision at some point. So there's a who day, the character day, when girls brainstorm about all the different characters they could be and get excited about the different characters they can be. And sometimes the next day they have a change of heart. And one girl had a change of heart over the summer and was really very concerned about if it was okay to change from the original idea she had to the new idea. And the new idea was that she would be an alligator goddess of strength. And I thought, this idea, what her original idea was really great too, but this idea was so good that there was absolutely no way it was not going to happen. And of course, it was early on, and it was early enough that we could certainly change her character. And Go Girls is all about being who you want to be, and it was really exciting for her to come with that idea that was a new idea that had occurred to her and be able to realize that idea. And she had one of the most unique characters in the entire play. Well, I love the structure that Go Girls provides because we're creating a play from scratch. It could be about anything. It could be set anywhere, and the characters can be any number of different things. So there might be 30 characters in a play. There might be 30 different characters, or there might be 30 characters and 6 of them are mermaids, and 7 of them are goddesses of strength and alligators. You never know what it's going to be. So the structure, I find, is so helpful and so important because it really sets out how to go about creating something from anything. And so I love that there's a day dedicated to characters and brainstorming who those characters might be and what that means. There's a day dedicated to setting and where the play will take place, as well as a day dedicated to exploring what's the problem of the play, what is the story going to be, and how will we solve the problem. And it's so exciting to see the girls brainstorm about that, take off on each other's ideas, and then with the expressive arts curriculum, flush those ideas out in different ways. So create costume designs, drawings for their characters, the setting of the play, create images that can be used for the backdrop and props of the play. And it's a really exciting way to just immerse the girls and immerse themselves and all of us in the creative world that they've discovered and that they're creating. A lot of people think of teaching and artistry as two different things, and I find that they are very linked and very creative. Some of the exercises that I do with kids are adapted from exercises that I do as an artist, and vice versa. And the sense of creativity and play that the kids will bring to these exercises is very inspiring for me, and also keeps my thinking really open and creative around what the exercises can do, as well as where they can go and what the possibilities are. And it's a super creative endeavor. One of the most exciting things, especially about the Go Girls structure, is that the play director is really a synthesizer of the story that the girls have come up with. So the girls come up with all kinds of characters and situations and problems to solve and scenes. And actually, the play director leads them through improvising scenes and shaping scenes that might be in the play. And then the play director writes the script. Now, the script fairies write the script and leave it on the play director's computer. The play director has to be responsible for really taking in all of the information and the possibilities that have been presented and crafting what will be the final performance. So it's a super artistic endeavor. One of the few chances that I get to be a writer, which is exciting for me. And I just think the entire process is, for me, a really creative one that I value as part of my artistic practice. Some of the first Go Girls that come to mind, and my original Go Girls, are the women in my family. I come from a long line of women that like really need to do things that they're passionate about. And so my mom, for instance, who is a nurse practitioner, is very driven towards doing the best that she can in her field. My grandmother, who is also a nurse, when she retired, it was not enough for her to just be retired and do crossword puzzles all day. She did crossword puzzles a lot of the day, but she also volunteered at the zoo and at the hospital and at the library. And that sense of like having so much to offer and wanting to do a lot and to do a lot with other people and for other people is to me the essence of someone who's engaged in the world around them. And that's what Go Girls is all about, is following the passion that you have and being engaged with that in the world. Yeah. One of the things that I think I've learned at Go Girls is how to really embrace creative accidents, even making mistakes. We have the Tower of Oops into which we throw our mistakes. And particularly in some of the expressive arts activities that we as teachers do in our teacher training, you really see how just going for something and putting it out into the world and making something creative, even when it's not the thing that you envisioned in your mind, can still be one of the more exciting things that you've ever done and can turn into something that you didn't plan or anticipate. And I think it's such a valuable lesson. I know it was a really valuable lesson for me, and one that I think I'm still learning, to allow for things that are not planned and things that I might not have complete control over, and that those things can be really exciting and really special and really beautiful and creative and open whole new worlds. And they're not things that you expected would happen or could control. And that's really exciting.